But you in charge.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, hold on. I'm having a bit of a problem. Hold on with Zoom. Hi, I'm so sorry. We had a problem with the Zoom accounts.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, everybody. Hi, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. I had a problem. I'm admitting everybody. Wayne, are you on? Oh, hi, Wayne. Thank you for notifying me. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi.
How are
Hi.
you? Hi,
Good.
David.
Hi, how are you?
Good, Baruch Hashem. Hi, Gavin.
Hi, Kim.
How you doing?
And you?
Hi, Sola. Good to see everybody. Wow, great. Oh my gosh, we have a lot of people waiting to get in. Hold on. I'm just giving it a few minutes. I'm so sorry. I had a problem with the Zoom. We had to change from being a. If everybody could you mute yourselves? Can everybody mute themselves? Because it's too much of a background noise. Hold on. Sorry, I just let everybody in. Okay. Okay, wow, we have a lot of people on tonight. Okay, what I want to do is, hi everybody. Sorry, I had a bit of an issue because we originally were going to have a webinar and then I realized it wasn't going to be good for our forum because we have an interactive discussion about the community and a webinar is more of a presentation. It's not what I wanted, so I had to change it and then the link gave me an issue. Okay, can I ask anybody who is, can I ask you to mute yourselves?
Nincs rajta semmi, ugye?
Hold on one second.
Mi van rajta?
Yeah, I suggest you mute everybody because
I'm gonna mute everybody.
Látsz? Te látod?
Okay, I muted everybody. Sorry. Okay. Oh my goodness. I just more people coming in and it's not letting me in. Okay. If I can ask the people that are from Modiin, if they can just tell me who they are, because I don't know everybody on this phone call, and I'm going to unmute you.
I'm from Modiin.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, David, you're okay. I didn't mute you. Okay,
Vanessa from Modiin.
Hi, Vanessa. Gavin, let me unmute you. Hold on. Hi, Carrie. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Gav, you have to unmute yourself. Hold on.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm sorry about a little bit of technical issues. So again, for those of you who are new and who are joining us for the first time, the reason that I started doing these conference calls, these Zoom calls, was to investigate other opportunities for people who are looking to make Aliyah, as well as for people already living in Israel who are looking for new communities. So that was why we started this. And I really wanted to get people who are looking to come to these communities to speak to locals who are living there, who are new olim, and people who've been there for a long time. So what I want to do is I want, if it's okay, is for the people who are Modiin, to introduce themselves and just say a little bit about yourselves and how long you've been living in Modiin for, your family, what you do, etc., etc. And then we'll open it up also to get questions. Hold on one second here. One moment. I just gotta let more people in. Hold on. So, Ozzy, can we start with you?
Sure. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
we
Hi,
can.
David. Nice to see somebody I know from my shul.
Hi.
My name is Ozzy Cutter, and myself, Jessica, and my 4 children made Aliyah not even 2 years ago. It will be July 24th. Will be our 2nd anniversary. We lived in Long Beach, New York. We were very active in our community over there. It was a very difficult decision, but it was something we felt that was really important to do, and it's something we've always wanted to do. And but I do know how hard it really is, and we spent a lot of time researching different communities, and we chose to make Aliyah to Modiin, and I can go into why, but the soft landing piece was definitely one of the reasons, and a lot of other reasons. And I own a business in the United States. Up until COVID, I was going back and forth about once every 5 weeks. Things have changed a little bit now. I'm also co-founder of Saw You at Sinai, which is like an online dating Jewish website. And that's it for now.
And how old are your children?
4 children under the age of 10. I have 2 girls and 2 boys.
And where does everybody go to school?
So we all were hoping to send the older kids to Ariel, which is an amazing school, but we found out only once we got here that it's not easy to get in. So I'm officially telling everybody that now, because for people that want a little bit more of a, I guess more to the right type of school, seems to be the only one in Modiin that I'm aware of. For kids, elementary age. So that was very disappointing for us and a very challenging kind of time. We worked really hard and we got my daughter in a year after, and then my son has to go to another school called Masuat Neria, but it's also a very good school. And then one of my kids is called Gan Miyuchad, which is a really great. It's a gan for kids with. He doesn't really have special needs, but people like kids who might need a little extra attention, and it's like unbelievable actually. And I've actually been told by teachers who have been teaching at different Gam Yuchads throughout the country that the ones in Modiin are better than anywhere in the country. That came from her. And then my youngest goes to a regular Gan. Great. All of us, we're really happy. But if we're looking for something a little bit more to the right, there's a little bit more challenging here.
So what are the kinds of things that you've experienced, like from the community as well? Have you felt very, is it very welcoming, the people in the community?
So the way Modiin works is that there are different sub-communities. It's a very large city. I mean, it feels like a large city comparatively. I think there's now 90,000 people.
Wow.
And so Buchman is like, I think the first sort of Anglo community that was built. We chose to live in Buchman because we knew some people here, and you can get a private home, which is really hard to find, anywhere really, especially in Israel, so central. And we heard phenomenal things about the community, very welcoming. And since I was going to be away a lot, I thought it'd be good for my wife to have a supportive community. We definitely felt that it's a very supportive community. There's actually at least 2 shuls, and one is called Lechun Ranana, which is like a newer shul, kind of like a Karbachian kind of place where people kind of, we would say it's just spread out. So after KSYM, which is like the main shul, more people kind of created this other shul at Shabbat. So I go to both KSYM and Lechun Ranana, and you kind of find that Karabachian, very warm type of shul community. KSYM, which is a little bit more like very American style, a little bit bigger. and you have to kind of like, meet people. It's not as easy to meet people, but they all have welcoming committees and stuff like that. It's a little bit more established.
Would you say what are the challenges besides
But a lot going on, and it really feels, I think there's the other thing that really makes Modiin, this particular community, so unique is that it really is modeled after an American community, and welcoming committees, and shiurim, and people invite people to your home for Shabbat. I think we had like a Shabbat invitation for like 3 months straight, maybe longer. I think
where you live, how is the public transport? Like
everybody froze.
I know, we're all frozen. Hold on one second. Let me see what's going on here.
I hear you fine. You're coming in clearly on my side.
Who's talking? David? Who was talking then? Okay.
Josh Wander.
Oh, hi,
You're
Josh.
coming in clearly.
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
Okay, great. Ozzy, how has it been in terms of, do you have a car and your wife has a car, or you have one car?
It's a great question. So we started off with one car, and we did one car for a year and a half. So it was a pretty long time. I was told that it's really hard in Buchman in particular, but not in Modiin, but just where we live, to have only one car or have no cars, because it is, the bus transportation in where we live in this particular sub community is challenging, in my opinion. Could take like 25 minutes to get to the center of town, where you could drive in 6 minutes, and it's hard to get to, like, if you lived in Beit Shemesh, you can get to Yerushalayim by just waiting on the corner somewhere, right? So there's less buses to and from Modiin to like Jerusalem, for example, at night, or to go from where we live to the center of town. But you can live in other communities that are popping up everywhere, like Kaiser or Siparim, and you could be walking distance to the center of town if you would like to do that. So we find here, if you live in Buchman, you have to have at least one car, probably.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I'm going to cross over now to Vanessa. Let me unmute you. Hold on.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. So my name's Vanessa. We actually have our 10-year anniversary at the end of July. I'm here with my husband and 2 girls. My 19-year-old is in the army, and my 16-year-old is in Kita Yud, which is grade 10. And when we started, my kids went to Avner Choshen Primary School, which at the time had an Ulpan program, which I believe is not running anymore. But it's an outstanding school. It's a Mamlati Dati school, it's a religious school, but it has a Cheloni, or a more less religious component as well, but a very, very strict dress code for the girls, dress code for the boys. And it's an absolutely outstanding school with a lovely, lovely start to being in Modiin. From there, my kids went to a Yachad high school. Yachad actually starts at gun level, and they have an Amutah, which is a foundation. So you can join the Yachad Shul, you can join the Yachad community. It's a very, very strong community, and very, very strong religious component, even though Yachad means together. You have the religious and you have the irreligious. So, for example, in the high school, I can't speak for the primary school, my kids didn't go there, but for the high school, the kids can decide if they want to go to Tefillah in the morning, or if they want to go to, sorry, I'm trying to translate words in my mind. They can go to Tefillah in the shul, which is on the property at the school, or they can choose to go to Siach, which is a 45-minute class about current affairs, baking, whatever the teachers decide to do in that lesson. The high school matric kids, the grade 12s, have to teach one of those lessons once a week. It's a very inclusive school. They have a blind kid, and what they did for the blind kid is they actually mapped out the path from the entrance of the school to the classroom, to the bathrooms, to the different labs. so the kid can walk around with his cane. And now we have another child at the school with a service dog. So
Wow.
it's a very, very inclusive school. I do want to show you where I live, if I can switch my camera.
So,
I'm not quite
Vanessa,
sure how to, there
somebody's
we go.
saying that you're
So
very
I'm on the
muffled.
main
Vanessa,
road in Modiin.
she can't hear me. Vanessa,
Sorry, is that better?
you're a little bit muffled.
Hello?
We can't hear you so
Okay, hold
good.
on. Is that better?
Sharon, can you hear her now?
Is that better?
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Okay, good. Okay.
Okay, so this is Emekachula, which is the main road that runs through Modiin. Over there from my view where you can see that light is the mall. And this is one of the main roads, people running. Just generally, if you've heard of Country Center, it's just down there. That's my dog barking. So we have a lovely view. We have a lovely part of the city. It's more alive in terms of not being so much suburbia as Buchman is. I have buses here all the time, people walking around. It's a very free community. In terms of freedom for kids, my kids are out all day, all night. My 16-year-old will come home at 2 o'clock in the morning, having walked home alone. It's a very, very welcoming area. In terms of Shabbat, we are kosher. We are not Shomer Shabbat, but we have in 10 years maybe spent 10 Shabbats at home, of which the majority were during the COVID experience. We have a very, very mixed group of friends. I have very religious friends, and I have completely the other side of the spectrum, totally irreligious friends who eat shrimps and prawns. So wherever you are, you will find your place in Modiin. Sharon, I saw your question regarding older people in the 60s. We have plenty of friends in the 60 to 70 age group. No children at home, and I can put you in contact with a few of them if you want, but I know that all of them are extremely happy here. When we came to Modiin, there were only 60,000 people. It was much smaller. Buchman didn't even have a Makolet, which is a little supermarket, bus maybe once a week. The mall had just opened. There wasn't the swimming pool, which is now open and very nice. There's a lot going on. There's Ezra, which is the English-speaking society that sorry, you can hear the buses going past. Ezra, which does the English Speakers Resident Society, which does a lot of, for example, they have the Let's Speak program where they match you up with somebody of similar interest who speaks Hebrew and wants to learn English, and you can learn English and Hebrew from them. So it's a nice way to also be integrated into people. Integration is key. You need to integrate the school systems, get into the school systems, become part of the school if your children are of that age group. Get into a community, a kehillah that suits your personal requirements. We love it here. We would never move. We chose it. We call it Switzerland. It's beautifully between Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. We're in an apartment block of 8 apartments, but I have a lovely little garden behind me. You can see a little bit. The city's very green. It's, for us, we're 20 minutes from Jerusalem, 25 minutes from Tel Aviv. I work from home. So I have the joys of not having to stress with traffic. My husband works American hours. Both of us at the moment are not working because of COVID. And the community support has been incredible. You know, every day I've got a phone call from somebody, are you guys okay? Do you need anything? Fortunately, we're okay. But hoping to go back to work in July. We have 2 cars because my husband works in Or Yehuda, and the public transport to Or Yehuda is shocking. It takes 2 hours to get there and 2 hours to get back, where it takes 25 minutes by car. The second car we have because I have a teenage driver and I'm now a pedestrian. So she uses the car to get to base because she's what they call yomiyot, which is she comes home every day from the army. So yeah, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Great. Okay, David. Hi, David. Vanessa,
Hi,
thank
how are
you
you?
so much. Good.
Say again? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. So tell us a little about yourself.
Okay, I've been living here for 12 years. I made Aliyah from Kansas City. I'll be 52 this summer. I was a community, an Orthodox rabbi in Kansas City. Before that in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I was a pulpit rabbi, an Orthodox pulpit rabbi in America. I made Aliyah here. And I started an organization that trains Israeli rabbis in practical rabbinics here. I have 4 boys. They're 21, 19, 17, and 15 now. Again, we've been here for 12 years. So when we came, they were 9, 7, 5, and 4. And we've seen the whole, gamut in terms of those 12 years. And I think the best thing would be to answer questions, but we are extremely, extremely happy in Modiin. Great city. I think one of the things that hasn't necessarily been raised here is that there is a very, very nice balance between what was raised by Vanessa a little bit, but I just emphasize it even more that there's a very nice balance here between religious and non-religious. In general, people very much get along here. And there's a lot of integration between Israelis and Americans, even though I live in Buchman, even though people say it's, very Anglo, there is a lot of Israelis as well. There's a very large integration. Beautiful city, lot of parks, a lot of green, a lot of open space, very modern, convenient city, perfect location. I sing Modiin's praises all the time. I don't think there's a better place that you could live in. Obviously, Yerushalayim is spiritually uplifting, but in terms of convenience and in beauty, there's no better place in my opinion.
And are your boys, sorry, I didn't catch it. Are your kids still at home now?
I have 2 boys at home. My boys went to Ariel school that Ozzy spoke about. We were here right at the beginning, so it wasn't as hard to get our boys in. My boys went to Shalavim High School, which is just a few minutes away from my house. My oldest boy now is in the Army. My second oldest is in Yeshiva Gvoha, Yeshiva post high school, going to the Army next year. And then I have 1 boy in 11th grade and 1 in 10th grade in Shalavim High School.
And in terms of safety, you feel like he was talking earlier, Vanessa, that your kids go and do their own thing, come back and forth, feel very safe?
I feel much safer here than anywhere I've ever lived before. I mean, in America. My boys also come and go as they please. I always say to people that, you grow up living in the United States and you think Israel is like dangerous and all that. I feel that kids are way freer here. I feel that they're bringing up kids here is a totally different ball game than it is in the United States, in my opinion. I feel very, very comfortable, very safe, B'li Ayin Hara.
That's great. Is Hannah on the call? Hannah, are you there? Hi, hold on. Let me unmute you. Hold on. Hi, Hannah. I can't hear you. Hold on.
Hi.
Okay, this is Hannah,
Hi.
everybody. Hannah's going to introduce herself.
Hi. My name's Hannah. We made Aliyah 9 years ago in July. We came with a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. So they were just starting the gun system. We actually thought it was now or never. We just wanted to come with the young kids. And then I've had 3 children born here in Israel. So I've got a almost 13-year-old down to 10-month-old. And my kids go to Dati school in Buchman. We live in Buchman. We didn't look anywhere else other than Modiin because we had family here and it was just a good location between Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. My husband works in Tel Aviv. So we only looked at Modiin, we looked at Bookman only also to have that smoother landing, to have the English, the Anglos. We moved from London. And then, yeah, and we love it. I mean, we haven't integrated into such an Israeli community just because we feel comfortable. Our Hebrew is still not so good. Our kids are now translating for us. So I guess that is a negative that we taken that road. We live in a very Anglo street. English neighbours next door, American neighbours next door, and we're part of a wonderful community. We're part of Rabbi Fein's community who just spoke, and we love it. It's a really, it's safe here. What David Fein was just saying, it's just, I feel like my 5-year-old goes out to the park outside my house, and I feel like everyone around just knows who we are. We know that the kids are safer here. Even just myself, when I go out exercising, I can go 11 o'clock at night. I would never have done that in London. It's a safe city, and it's really developed in the last 9 years. Like the whole city centre has grown, and it's a really diverse city, Modiin. It's people in England say, "Oh, Modiin's like really frum," but it's not. It's very modern Orthodox. It's secular. It's a mixture of everything, which is why we also love it.
Did you have friends before you came in Modiin?
Not such good friends. The people that I knew people in Bookman from London, and we actually came and did a pilot trip here with people that we knew. We weren't so friendly with them, and it took me a while to make friends, because it's quite overwhelming when you come, and it's so welcoming. We had like every Shabbat is taken up when you first make Aliyah, because you put yourself out there. You have to go to shul, see people. You can't hide away if you want to be included. And we went out for the first like 16 Shabbats, and then
Wow.
it was quite overwhelming to actually break it down and find good friends. So the first like year was hard. I was also pregnant in the first year, so that was difficult. But because I have family here, it was easy in that respect, because they helped us, and we always had chagim with our family. So it took me longer to make good friends, to close friends. And yeah, over the last 6 years, the last 6 years have been better than the first 3 years, I would say. And the kids, they go to a school called Shiftei Yisrael, and it's a local school, so all the kids are local. So on Shabbat, all the kids get together. They're all part of Bnei Akiva, and I have one in Gan Chava, which is the last year of Gan, is going to Aleph, and here go to Shiftei Yisrael. What's happening now in Bookman is that not many people are having babies. The community is getting older. So my 10-month-old will probably be in a class of hopefully a class of 15 kids, because there's literally, there's not many young families moving in anymore.
Wow. Okay, I'm just making sure people are getting in here.
Kim, can I add, sorry, it's Vanessa. Raman asked a question about the cost of apartments.
Yes, I was about to address that. Can we hold that for 1 second, though? Hold on one second. We're going to get back to that now. Gavin, are you still on, Kerry? They disappeared. Let me see if they're still there.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey. Okay. So I just want to introduce to you Gavin and Kerry Sachs, who I personally have known for many years, and very proud of them because they came just before lockdown. So it was pretty amazing and very brave of them. So they've only been in the country for a very short period of time. So for those of you who don't know each other in Modiin, please welcome them into the community. I'm sure they have already been welcomed, but here we are, your newest Olim in Modiin. So Gav, Kerry, do you want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Gavin, Kerry, my wife, and we've got 3 kids. Daughter's 14, Azriela, He's now at Amit Girls, and I've got two boys. 12-year-old is going to have, he's got to have his army in November, Adiel, and he's at Natibs, and Mikhail, my youngest, is 8. We've been here, 2.5, going on 3 months, in the middle of the coronavirus.
We live in Achim, which is closer to the city centre. It's a very pretty, very nice area. I mean, I think I often say to Gavin, we couldn't have chosen a better place to live. It's beautiful, that people have been very welcoming. For us, it was important that we had South Africans to come to the meet. There's a lot of South Africans in the city. It has been a little bit difficult because of COVID. Like, we haven't really found our community yet. We haven't been able to go to shul. We haven't, spent many Shabbos with the different communities. Only now have we started to, get invited out. But we've met a lot of people. The kids have made friends. Everyone's just been very warm and welcoming. It's just a beautiful city, and I'm just loving every minute of being here in Israel and being in Modiin. It's just been amazing.
We're in an area that you don't have.
You have talking to the. Can't hear you.
We don't have a car yet, and we're in an area where
Can't hear you.
still not.
Now come closer. Yeah. Hold on.
So the area we're staying in is 5 minutes from the central bus station and the train station. So, and the public transport here is amazing. You can get around anywhere in Modiin. Buses probably like every 15, 20 minutes. And then also buses to Tel Aviv, to Jerusalem. So we've met families that have been here for 11 years and still don't have a car, and they manage to get around. But we are looking to get one car, but one car would be enough.
Right. Unfortunately, it's already saying we only have like another 8 minutes left on the call. But I wanted Vanessa, there's a lot of questions about real estate and affordability of living in Modiin. Can you guys mute yourselves?
So from every area in Modiin, the prices vary greatly. For example, the older the area and the more further away from the city centre with the down, the new areas like Tseporim, I would say your average apartment, 4-bedroom apartment with a garden, you're looking at maybe 130 to 150 square meters, which is what, 1,500 square foot. Anything from 2 million to 2.5, 2.6 million, depending on which area you're in. For every room you add, you're looking at adding between 100,000 and 150,000 shekel. You also need to take into account the arnona, which is your municipal tax, which is based on the various different calculations, common areas, garden, living space, storerooms, everything like that. It's calculated by the municipality, and it's billed annually, but you can pay it monthly.
Okay.
On top of municipal tax, you also have what you call a va'ad bait if you're living in a communal building, and that can vary from 100 shekels a month to 500 shekels a month, depending on the building that you live in, and also the amenities. My complex that we live in has a swimming pool and a gym, so we have an additional va'ad once a year for that. So when you're looking at purchasing a property, you need to find out what your municipal tax is. For example, Dimri, which is the buildings that look like the Caesarea water duct, is known to be the most expensive building in Modiin to live on a basis of municipal tax and the basis of the va'ad. So that is something to take into consideration. Yeah, and in terms of cities in Israel, Modiin has the largest number of garden apartments. almost every block will have 2 or 3 garden apartments. But as I think it was, as he said, very few standalone homes.
So just to answer a question, a lot of people, because unfortunately this is Zoom, we only have a few minutes left. I will answer anybody that wants to contact me about real estate opportunities. Please send me a WhatsApp or an email, because I'm partnering with people in Modiin who are developers and other real estate, there's projects going on that if you buy pre-sale on paper, they are heavily discounted as well. So I'm doing a lot of research for people to get the best deals for people as well.
So Kim, if people are interested in coming to Modiin, one of the greatest sources of information is the Our Modiin page.
Okay,
There are
can you
about
put that
3 to 4
Vanessa, can you
thousand Anglos on that page.
Can you type it in
I
on
will
the
do.
chat? Maybe you can just take a screenshot now of it, but otherwise we can. There's so much going on. There's a whole new development going on that I'm in touch with the developer about. I will happily, connect people to the right people who I feel are trustworthy, and that's part of what I'm doing is researching and finding out the best places, basically, where people can get more bang for their buck, as we say. So okay, so if everybody's okay with the people, did I miss out anybody from Modiin that's on this call that I didn't know that wants to say hello? Anybody I missed out? Okay, there's Vanessa here. Again, these calls.
Kim, could I just say one last thing?
Who's that? David? Yeah, sure. We got 2 minutes.
Yeah, I just, about the person who said, Gavin, I think his name was, about the person who said about the transportation. I think that as having lived here for 12 years, and I think Ozzy said this at the beginning, I think there's a major difference living in the city center and living in Bookman or some of the further communities. The one knock on Modiin, I believe, is the internal transportation, getting to the center of town. It's not being in the center of town. I think having a car is quite critical. Okay, I guess I have a bad connection.
Yeah,
I'll just say also, to live in Modiin, to be near the train is something that you can't get anywhere else. And you can go anywhere in the country on a train. You don't have to worry about traffic. It's the best thing ever, honestly. You can bike to the train and scooter to the train, take your scooter on the train. And it's someone else said it. It feels like living, like I went mountain biking this morning, 10 minutes from my house.
Wow.
And you can run and jog, and it's really quite gorgeous.
Great. I'm sorry these calls are so short. It's just part of the Zoom. And we can always do a follow-up. If anybody wants more information about real estate opportunities, about education, whatever it may be about Modiin, please reach out to me. You can find me on Facebook, Kim Bash. Also on Instagram or whatever it may be, just find me and I'm happy to connect you with any of the people that have been on this call. And I thank everybody for participating. And it sounds like a tremendous community, an amazing place, a melting pot of so many different types of people, and just a very welcoming place. So thank you all for your time. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks, Vanessa. Thanks, David. Thanks, Gavin, Kerry. Thank you, Ozzy. Thank you, everybody. And
thank you.
Be in touch. Our next call will be Bezrat Hashem next week, and I will let you know where we're going to be talking about.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good night. Thank you.
You too. Please feel to reach out to me. Have a good night.
Bye.
Good night. Thanks.
Night.